I Will Teach You to Be Rich. Full book summary.
Hey, what if I told you that most personal finance advice is either wrong, outdated, or designed to make you feel guilty about buying a $6 latte? Ramit Sethi wrote, "I Will Teach You to Be Rich" because he was tired of watching smart, capable people do nothing with their money. Not because they were lazy, but because nobody gave them a clear step-by-step system they could actually follow. This book is not about cutting back on everything you love. It's not about spreadsheets and suffering. It's about automating a rich life, spending guilt-free on the things that matter to you and ignoring the rest. We're going through every chapter, the core ideas, the action steps, and the mindset shifts that make this book one of the most practical personal finance guides ever written. Let's go.
Chapter 1. Optimize Your Credit Cards. Ramit opens the book with something most finance books completely ignore. Credit cards are one of the most powerful financial tools you have, if you use them right. The conventional wisdom says, cut up your credit cards. Ramit says that's terrible advice. People who pay their balance in full every month don't pay interest, ever. And they collect rewards, cash back, and travel points while doing it. The key ideas here. First, credit score matters enormously. Your credit score affects whether you can get an apartment, a car loan, a mortgage, and what interest rate you'll pay. A higher score equals tens of thousands of dollars saved over your lifetime, not a small thing. Second, the credit card game has a few simple rules. Always pay your balance in full every month, no exceptions. Set up automatic payments so you never miss a due date. Never pay an annual fee unless the rewards clearly outweigh it. Don't open too many cards too quickly. Each application is a hard pull on your credit. Third, negotiate. Ramit's team literally called credit card companies and asked them to waive late fees and lower interest rates. This works more often than you'd think. A 5-minute phone call can save you hundreds of dollars. Mindset shift. Stop being afraid of credit cards. They're a tool. Learn to use them, and they work for you. Action step from this chapter. Check your credit score for free. Set up autopay on every card you have. If you have a late fee, call and ask them to remove it. Most companies will do it once. Chapter 2. Beat the Banks is where Ramit goes after traditional banks, and he's not wrong. Most people keep their money in a big national bank that pays them almost nothing in interest. We're talking 0.01% in a savings account. Meanwhile, that same bank is lending your money out at 5%, 10%, 20%. You're getting almost none of that return. The solution is simple. Switch to a high-yield online savings account. Online banks have fewer overhead costs, no physical branches, and they pass those savings to you in the form of much higher interest rates. When this book was written, the difference was already dramatic. Today, the gap is even wider. What Ramit recommends for your banking setup? 1. A no-fee checking account at a reputable bank. Ideally one that reimburses ATM fees nationwide. You don't want to pay $3 every time you take out cash. 2. A high-yield online savings account. This is where your emergency fund and short-term savings live. You want your money earning something while it waits. The concept of conscious spending gets introduced here. Ramit doesn't want you to obsess over every dollar. He wants you to set up your accounts right once, then let the system run. He also pushes back on the idea that you need a financial advisor to pick your savings account. These are simple decisions you can make yourself in an afternoon. Key insight.
The difference between a regular savings account and a high-yield savings account over 10 years can be thousands of dollars for doing literally nothing differently except where you keep your money. Action step: open a high-yield savings account this week. Transfer your emergency fund there. Done. Chapter 3. Get ready to invest. Here's where a lot of people's eyes glaze over. Investing. But Ramit makes it simple, almost embarrassingly simple. The chapter opens with a question most people get wrong. Where should I invest first? The answer is not the stock market. The answer is your employer's 401k, specifically just enough to get the full employer match. Here's why. If your employer matches 3% of your salary and you don't contribute at least 3%, you are leaving free money on the table. That's not a metaphor. That is literally money your employer is offering you that you are declining. Ramit calls this the single best investment you can make. The investment priority ladder Ramit lays out. Contribute to your 401k up to the employer match, free money first. Pay off high-interest debt, credit cards. The return on paying off 20% interest debt is 20%. No investment beats that. Open and max out a Roth IRA. This is a tax-advantaged account where your money grows tax-free. For most people in their 20s and 30s, the Roth IRA is the single best investment vehicle available. Go back to your 401k and contribute more if you have money left over. If you've maxed everything else out, open a regular taxable brokerage account. Why the Roth IRA is so powerful. You contribute after-tax dollars now, but everything you earn inside, all the growth, all the dividends, all the compounding, comes out tax-free in retirement. For a 25-year-old, the math is staggering. The psychological barrier Ramit addresses. Most people don't invest because they don't know where to start. He removes the paralysis by giving you a clear sequence. Follow the ladder. Don't overthink it. Action step. Log into your HR portal today. Find out if your employer offers a 401k match. If yes, make sure you're contributing at least enough to capture it.
Chapter 4. Conscious Spending. This might be the most important chapter in the book, and it's the one that makes Ramit most different from every other finance guru. He doesn't want you to have a budget. Wait, let me be more precise. He doesn't want you to have a traditional budget where you track every dollar and feel guilty about every purchase. He wants you to have a conscious spending plan. The core idea? Decide in advance what you value. Spend extravagantly on those things. Cut mercilessly on everything else. Don't feel bad about either one. Ramit uses himself as an example. He spends thousands of dollars on nice restaurants and doesn't apologize for it. But he doesn't care about cars, so he drives something basic. He doesn't budget every meal. He just knows that food is one of his values, and he set up his finances to support that. The conscious spending plan breaks your income into 4 buckets. Fixed costs, rent, utilities, car payments, insurance. These should be about 50 to 60% of your take-home pay. Investments, your 401k, Roth IRA, savings, aim for 10%. Savings goals, vacation fund, new laptop, emergency fund top-up, aim for 5 to 10%. Guilt-free spending money, the everything else, the stuff you actually enjoy, 20 to 35%. The breakthrough framing, most budgets tell you what you can't do. This plan tells you what you get to do. Once your fixed costs are covered and your investments are automated, whatever is left is yours to spend without guilt. The enemy of this system is not overspending, it's not making a decision. People who drift financially aren't reckless spenders. They're people who never consciously allocated their money anywhere. Action step. Write down your 4 buckets. Don't make it perfect. Just get a rough version on paper.
What are your fixed costs? What are you investing? What are you saving for? What's left for fun? Chapter 5 is about the single most powerful personal finance habit you can build: automating everything. Ramit's argument is simple. Willpower is unreliable. Discipline fades. But a system that runs automatically never forgets, never gets tired, and never makes excuses. The goal is to set up your financial life so that the right things happen without you having to think about them. Here's what that looks like in practice. Your paycheck hits your checking account. Automatically, a portion goes to your 401k before you even see it. Automatically, a set amount transfers to your high-yield savings account. Automatically, a set amount goes to your Roth IRA. Your bills are on autopay. What's left in checking is yours to spend. No guilt, no tracking. Ramit calls this the automatic money flow. Once you set it up, which takes maybe 2 to 3 hours, it runs forever. You never have to manually move money again. The psychology behind this is important. When you automate savings, you never get attached to that money. You never feel like you're sacrificing it. It's gone before you see it. And because you don't see it, you adjust your lifestyle to whatever is left in checking, which is exactly what you want. The critical mistake people make: they save what's left after spending. Ramit flips it. Automate savings first, then spend what's left. This one reversal is responsible for more wealth building than almost any other change. Action step: log into your bank and your investment accounts this week. Set up automatic transfers. Even $50 a month is the right start. The habit matters more than the amount right now. Here's a question. If most professional money managers can't beat a simple index fund, why are you paying them? Chapter 6 dismantles the idea that investing requires expertise, a financial advisor, or constant attention to the market. It's one of the most liberating chapters in the book. The central argument: active fund managers, people whose entire job is to pick stocks and beat the market, fail to beat simple, low-cost index funds the majority of the time. Studies have confirmed this over and over across decades. So if the pros can't consistently beat the market, you definitely can't by checking your stock portfolio every morning. And neither can your brother-in-law who's really into crypto. Ramit's recommendation is elegant in its simplicity. Invest in low-cost index funds. An index fund doesn't try to beat the market, it just mirrors the market, buying a tiny piece of every major company in an index like the S&P 500. When the overall market goes up, you go up. When it goes down, you go down. But over long periods, decades, the market trends up, and you capture that growth. The magic isn't stock picking. The magic is time in the market and low fees. Fees matter enormously and are invisible to most people. A fund with a 1% annual fee sounds harmless, but over 30 years, that 1% can eat 20 to 30% of your total returns. Index funds often charge 0.03% to 0.10%. That difference compounds into a fortune. The best option for most people: target date retirement funds. You pick your expected retirement year, put your money in, and the fund automatically adjusts its mix of stocks and bonds as you get older. You do nothing else. It's not exciting, it's incredibly effective. Action step: find out what funds are available in your 401k. Look for the one with the lowest expense ratio. If there's a target date fund, that's probably your answer. Chapter 7. Investing isn't only for rich people. Chapter 7 addresses the biggest mental block most people have about investing: I don't have enough money to start. Ramit destroys this myth with math. If you're 25 years old and you invest $100 a month, just $100, in a broad index fund returning an average of 8% annually, by the time you're 65, you'll have more than $350,000 from $100 a month. Now, here's where it gets uncomfortable. If you wait until you're 35 to start, just 10 years later, Investing the same $100 a month, you end up with about $150,000. You invested for the same number of years relative to your retirement, but starting later cost you over $200,000. This is the power of compounding, and it is not patient. It rewards people who start early, even with small amounts, and punishes people who wait until they have more money. The chapter also tackles the emotional side of investing. What do you do when the market crashes? Ramit's answer: do nothing. Do nothing. Market crashes are not a signal to sell. They are a signal to keep contributing and potentially buy more. Every major market crash in history has eventually recovered and gone on to new highs. Investors who panic sold during crashes locked in their losses. Investors who did nothing recovered everything and more. The best investment strategy is the one you can stick to. A boring, automated, diversified index fund portfolio that you never touch beats a clever strategy that you abandon when things get scary. Key mindset shift. Stop thinking about investing as something rich people do. Start thinking about it as something that makes you rich, slowly, quietly, reliably. Action step. Open a Roth IRA if you don't have one. Contribute whatever you can, even $25 this week. The amount matters less than the habit. Chapter 8. Easy Maintenance. By Chapter 8, Ramit wants to put your whole financial system on cruise control. The goal of this chapter is to reduce the amount of time you spend thinking about money to about 1 hour per month. The big wins Ramit has covered so far: credit cards optimized and on autopay, high-yield savings account open, 401k contributing up to the match, Roth IRA open and funding automatically, conscious spending plan in place, automation set up. At this point, your financial system is largely running itself. Chapter 8 is about maintenance, what to actually do with that 1 hour a month. Monthly check-in should cover: did your automatic transfers go through? Did you pay your credit card in full? Are you still on track with your savings goals? Any unexpected expenses coming up? That's it. You are not day trading. You are not rebalancing every week. You are not refreshing your portfolio every time there's a news headline about the economy. One important concept here: rebalancing. Over time, your investment mix drifts. If stocks do really well, they become a bigger percentage of your portfolio than intended. Once or twice a year, you rebalance, sell a little of what grew, buy a little of what lagged to get back to your target allocation. Many target date funds do this automatically. The lifestyle message of this chapter: rich people don't spend all day thinking about money. They spend almost no time thinking about money because their systems handle it. You can have the same freedom. Action step. Set a recurring calendar appointment, monthly money check-in, for 30 to 60 minutes. Use that time to review the checklist above. That's your entire money management system. Chapter 9. A Rich Life. The final chapter is the most personal, and in many ways, the most important. Ramit steps back from the tactics and asks a bigger question: what is money actually for? His answer: money is a tool to design a life you love, not to impress other people, not to hit some arbitrary number in an account, not to retire at 65 and do nothing, but to build the specific life that is meaningful to you, whatever that means. He introduces the concept of the rich life, and it's different for everyone. For one person, a rich life means traveling 6 months a year. For another, it's being able to quit a job they hate and start a business. For another, it's sending money home to parents, putting kids through college, and owning a home with a yard. There's no right answer. The point is that you have to decide. Most people drift. They spend money on things other people told them to value, a fancy car, a big house, the latest phone, and then wonder why they don't feel fulfilled. Ramit argues that the act of defining your rich life is itself a financial act because it tells you exactly what to optimize for and what to ignore. The book ends with a challenge. Don't wait until you're rich enough to start living richly. The system he's described, automate, invest, spend consciously, is designed to give you maximum freedom as early as possible. A 27-year-old who has automated their investments and has a clear, conscious spending plan is, by Ramit's definition, already living a rich life. Not because they have millions, but because they have clarity, control, and guilt-free spending in the categories they chose. The final mindset shift. Stop thinking about what you're giving up. Start thinking about what you're building toward. The small sacrifices of your 20s and 30s, the automated savings, the skipped impulse purchases, compound into enormous freedom in your 40s, 50s, and beyond. Action step. Write down what your rich life looks like. Be specific. Where are you living? What does your work week look like? What do you spend money on without hesitation? This vision is your financial North Star. Every system in this book is designed to get you there.
All right, that's the whole book. Let's do a fast recap of the full system. Step 1. Credit cards. Pay in full every month. Use rewards. Negotiate fees. Step 2. Banking. Ditch the big bank. Use a high-yield savings account. Get a no-fee checking account. Step 3. Invest in order. 401k up to the match, then pay off high-interest debt, then Roth IRA, then more 401k, then taxable brokerage. Step 4. Conscious spending plan. Fixed costs, investments, savings goals, guilt-free spending. Step 5. Automate everything. Set it up once, let it run. Step 6. Invest in index funds. Low fees, long time horizon. Don't panic. Step 7. Define your rich life. Know what you're building toward. The whole system, once set up, takes about 1 hour a month to maintain. It is not complicated. It is not exciting. It works. Ramit's message, and I'll leave you with this, is that financial success is not about being smart or lucky or disciplined beyond what any normal person can manage. It's about building the right systems, making the right decisions once, and then getting on with the life you actually want to live. That's it. If this helped, go pick up the full book. The details matter. The nuances matter. Ramit goes deeper on every single one of these topics. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.